must-have studio items. My 5 must-haves. 1, especially if you're in an apartment or if you've got carpet, go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever hardware store, get yourself a drop cloth. I like the waterproof ones the best. Put that down on the wall or on the floor, cover your carpet with it, and then I'll usually put some area rugs to make it cute on top. That way you're not doing what I did when I was a 17-year-old artist trying to cut the paint out of my carpet before my parents saw where I spilled. You can avoid that completely with just a painter's drop cloth. But I get the canvas one, so it's comfortable to walk on, not super noisy, not the cheapy paper ones, like one that you're going to leave there for years. And I wanted to make mine cuter, so I did put the area rugs over it. But I tucked it under all of the furniture, so it's just wall to wall, covered everything. That way I could vacuum it. It didn't pull up because the furniture is weighing it down, but that's like a must-have, is protecting your floors. If you have hardwood floors, be careful too, because you can really ruin them with the paints. The next thing is for the light. You need good lighting. Do not do what I did when I was younger and think I could just put like spotlights with regular household light bulbs in them. I oftentimes was quite surprised at what that looked like. The next day I would take it outside and look at it in like daylight, like normal, like 5200 Kelvin or whatever it's called. It was not the same color as what I thought I had. Get a good daylight bulb. I use the Easel clamp light one, but they've got floor ones. They've got all kinds of different models that work. I've got the Amazon link in the video description that work really, really well. But the one that I use is not currently in stock. I don't know why, but that's the brand that I use, and the lighting is great. You want something that you can turn up or down. You want something that's easy to adjust, to move around. You also want to keep in mind, it's ideal for you to have your easel lamp or wherever you're working at a table, you want that at about a 45-degree angle from your artwork. You're not trying to get it at a 90-degree angle because the glare will be horrible, but something that can adjust. So lights are number 2. Third thing, TV trays. Oh my gosh, these are priceless. Well, not priceless. They're, not that terribly expensive, but they're so useful and something that you're going to get paint all over. I do it all the time, but all my TV trays are covered in paint. I don't use them for eating. I use them for everything else. If I rearranged and I'm working on a big project and I don't have room on my normal table, I can use it to hold my water. I can use it to hold my palette. I can use 2 of them to hold a really big canvas while I varnish it if it's too big to sit on my normal table that I varnish my work on. You can use them. You can adjust, move them. They're lightweight. They're fairly inexpensive for how useful they are, but that is for me a must-have for the art studio. Number 4, an easel or table. Don't get a cheapy A-frame easel that's lightweight, that as soon as you put pressure on your canvas when you're painting, the whole thing flops backwards. You don't want that. Get an H-frame. There's a few on Amazon that are actually really good. You can check any local art supply store. You don't have to get a super expensive H-frame easel, but get something like that that's heavier weight so that when you're adding pressure, it's not moving back. And the nice thing with the H-frames is you can put, like what I've done here, my drawing board. This is on my normal, you can see behind it, that's my normal big H-frame easel back there. And I can add all kinds of pressure, push really hard, and the easel's not moving. It's not going anywhere. Even the less expensive H-frame easels, this is an expensive one, but you can get the lighter weight, less expensive ones. They're still going to be good. The tabletop H-frame type, not as good. I definitely prefer the floor models. They're not going to move around as much. If you get the tabletop one, they are likely to scoot back as you work. If you get yourself one of those shelving liners, that rubbery type shelving liner, you can get it at like Target, Walmart, wherever, put that down first, and then the tabletop one on top, it's less likely to move. So if you're working on smaller pieces, that's an option to make the tabletop ones work better. The last thing, which is kind of unusual from IKEA, they have these shelves, these cheapy, like you can buy parts. You get just the shelf part itself, just the legs itself, like all these parts come individual. You can build super customized things. So if you are like me, the room that my studio was in several years ago was tiny, and that doubled as my bedroom, my living room, my dog crates were in there, my art studio, I was in the tiniest room for many, many years. These cheap shelves from IKEA, I'll put a link in the video description to one that's already put together. You can customize those so it fits, like, let's say one shelf just fits 8x10 canvases. You can line up your 8x10s, and then you have your next shelf fits your larger size. But you can customize how those shelves are very, very well. It's an unfinished wood, so you can paint them and make them look however you want. But it's so, so convenient if you're in a tight space but you need storage. You wouldn't believe what I was able to fit on those. I still use them in a storage closet for my canvases. Like, they're wonderful.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I see all your unused art supplies over there. Oh my God, those brushes aren't even opened yet. Tragic. You keep buying new fancy materials, but you don't use them because you don't want to waste them. Stop making your art supplies sad. Sign up for art lessons for as little as $4 a month. There are over 300 painting and drawing lessons available when you sign up, and new ones every week. Patreon.com/Lachri.